All right, perfect. Welcome everyone to the new episode of Mid Center. This time we have two midshipmen that early selected in the nuclear community. We got some questions that we got one this morning from Facebook and questions over time. Feel free to go ahead and drop a comment within. And we're just going to talk about early selection and service assignment in general. I'll go ahead and let them themselves, and then we'll roll right into it.
Hi, I'm Moses. I'm from 26 Company, and I'm from
I'm George Davis. I'm from 26, and I'm from Berlin, Connecticut.
Sweet. First question: what's the process like to?
Well, first, there's a survey sent out pretty much saying, hey, do you guys want to early select? And then you put that in, you put in your email, your name, and then which preference you want to do. I chose sub going in.
I chose Surface Nuke. And after you submit the survey, it's in January of every year. You'll find out from, I think it was mid-February to late March of an interview slot in April.
And this is your second class year,
Oh,
right?
second class year,
Yes,
correct.
second class year. After that, you take the interview. You go up to Naval Reactors in DC. There's a few smart guys up there, those engineers. Grill you on some math and calculus physics questions, and then you get an interview. So
The interview with the Admiral is usually, I don't know, mine was minutes, if that, and he really makes the ultimate decision, and then we find out that day whether you got it or not.
I think mine was about 2 minutes, and then he just totally destroyed me. He was like, you're not blah blah blah, you have to send a letter to say you're hardworking and stuff. But it was pretty scary, not gonna lie.
Awesome. So that goes to the interview isn't guaranteed. You have to pass your interview before you go, right? Or you leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Usually it's two to three technical interviews with engineers that work at naval reactors, where the questions can run physics, calculus, chemistry, a lot of questions about bad grades. They're trying to understand her as a person, and if your first two don't go as well, which don't perform as well under pressure or whatever, then they'll get an interview and then an interview with the Admiral, and the Admiral makes the ultimate decision in the end.
But while you're going through the process, there's you usually have a submarine or nuke SWO mentor that will guide you in the interview process and help you get ready for those technical interviews. So yeah.
Are there numbers for who can early select, just based on like slots, or do you know about that?
Well, for females, it is a little different because, especially in the marine community, because there's incorporating them is with the limited amount of space aboard. So last year, almost all the early Cs that were female took up the entire submarine slots for us. But we were able to get some more later on. So, but for males, really that limited. It's whoever has time, the slots given for the interview process. So
I don't remember an exact number, but it was a good handful of people, I think.
yeah, I think about like 70 to 80 people early selected last year. So
Okay, cool. All right. Next question we got is, when did you know you wanted to early select?
So I came into the academy wanting to do it, and that was like my biggest thing. And then the more I went through, I learned about the submarine community. I started of it more and wanted to be a part of it. The people, especially, they're really smart people, and then they're really awesome people, and I would love to work with. And then the mission sets along for the submarine community. And that's what drove me to early select and with my decision.
Yeah, I found out definitely a lot later. After mid, my second class summer, leaning towards Nuke SWO, and after talking to my Nuke mentor that fall of my second class year, I ultimately made the decision that I wanted sometime around when the survey came out in January. So January of second class year, the survey came out. It's really when I decided I wanted to early select.
So why Nuke SWO over subs?
I like the aspects of being a SWO as well as the aspects of being a nuke. I love the open water. I'm on the sailing team here and done a YP cruise over the summer, and I really enjoyed aviation, and I also enjoy engineering. My two favorite classes at the academy have been thermodynamics and navigation.
Okay. It's very different.
Best of both worlds.
Since we're on that topic, talk about some of the teams, ECAs that you guys are a part of.
I'm with the drum and bugle corps here. I play the drums. Awesome because we get to travel all the time.
Are you San Diego?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave tomorrow. I got packed tonight. So, yeah, I'm also part of the scuba diving club here. Still got to get walls. I just joined this year, and I'm hoping to do that while I'm at the academy. What other ECAs am I part of? Oh, I'm part of the Korean American Association. We have a lot of good MOs, mostly Korean barbecue. It's a good time, good food places. Yeah.
I'm on the offshore sailing team, and that pretty much takes up a majority of my time. But other than that, it's pretty much how I define myself.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm an oceanography
Offshore
major,
sailor.
so I spend a lot of time in the ocean lab doing research. But.
Nice. What was your major again?
Systems.
Systems. Okay. Both very technical. What exposure did you guys get to the nuke community here at the academy?
So there's a lot of stuff on the yard, and they're all happy to talk about the submarine. So talking with them was really helpful, sight of what they do, just because of how secretive everything really is. And talking with them directly, you have a better sense of what they can talk to you about, instead of trying to look stuff up online or something. So they really bring the human side to the community, answering questions. During Prochimid, you also get a chance to go on a submarine and go underway for a few days. Talking with the crew aboard, it was awesome. They're awesome people. I got to jump for a little bit, do some angles and dangles, but yeah.
I think my exposure here has been mostly with submariners in terms of the nuclear community. I had a little bit of exposure to Nuke SWO through my mentor who's a Nuke SWO, and she really gave me, she really sold Nuke SWO to me, and definitely think I made the right decision with that. But I did get a lot of exposure from submarines through Prochimid, with Submarine Yard. I think they've became our plebe year, and then also our second class year. There was a submarine anchored out in the Chesapeake, so we got to go aboard and get a tour and everything.
Awesome. Did you guys have a second choice or a backup plan if this didn't work out?
Well, early selection, if you don't get it, doesn't necessarily you don't get the community. There's plenty of people that got denied early, but went up for submarines during their first choice, and they're going through the process. And most of my friends got denied the first time, did get the second time. So it's not an automatic failure. Do not get early selected. But I was gonna try to stay in the submarine. If not, I was gonna go towards Nuke SWO. That was my second choice.
Right. There's a lot of people in the spring who aren't as academically strong, or have a couple, outgrades that they need to bring up before they can be competitive for the nuclear community. So a lot of them will come back and they're able to get interviews and select. But my backup option was to go SWO.
Okay. Nice. And then one last question that we got from this morning Where do you guys hope to be stationed after grad? So sub nuke school, you got a little bit of time.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, to be a nuclear officer, you have to go through power school, and that's a 6-month process. And after that, you're going to go through prototype, where there is commissioned sub or I don't know how the nuke schools do it, but there's usually a decommissioned sub with an active reactor aboard. And during the 6 months of prototype, you have to keep that reactor running and be part of the watch rotations there. And then after you graduate both power school and prototype, you go towards whatever platform you're going to go to. So after a year in Charleston, I'm hoping to go to Pearl Harbor because it's nice and warm. And then there's a lot of mission sets out in the Pacific. So I'm busy with that. So.
Nice.
So my ship will be a traditional ship, most likely. As my first tour is a traditional SWO tour. And then I go to nuke school, like the submariners. And then I go to my first care. I'm hoping for my first ship out of either Wellington State or out of Pearl Harbor, Hawaii.
Okay. So are carriers the only nuclear surface ship that we have?
Yes.
Okay.
We used to have more nuclear frigates, but now solely the aircraft carriers.
Yeah, they're too expensive to maintain, so they're just like, yeah.
All right. So we got a question from the audience. Who does sub tours for their firstie cruise?
So if you do early select, you unfortunately do not get to do something called subtramid. It's the firstie version of doing a sub cruise. So if you do early select, you do not get to do that. But those who do not, they'll most likely go to Pearl Harbor, get to be part of a fast attack crew, and then you get to go under a week, see how they operate under those conditions, and then you can have fun in Pearl Harbor for the rest of the time, which is pretty dope.
Did Bruce?
I did not. The similar process for early select nuke SWOs. We're competitive for a firstie cruise in the fleet because we already have our certificate, and so some people were able to keep their cruise. I got the opportunity to do a cruise on YPs, which was a lot of fun, a lot of exposure to the duties of a SWO, watch rotation, and everything like that.
Wait, we did YPs together.
We did.
Yeah, that's right. That was awesome.
Nice. Let me scan the comments. One more. Looks like we answered all the questions we got from this morning and from the comments. Do you guys have anything else for anybody watching?
If you do want to be part of the new community, it's a selective process, and your grades do need to be pretty good. But like nothing's able, so work hard and get to where we're going.
I'd say that there's a lot of negative rumors being a nuke SWO or about being a nuke in general, and I think that a lot of them are not true. And so if you are ever on the edge, talk to somebody who's been through it, and they can tell you firsthand what it's like, because really the subject matter experts and hearing rumors through other people who haven't been through the process is definitely an easy way attitude about something. So.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. And for everyone watching, sorry Emily couldn't be here. She's on her way to San Diego for the Notre Dame game. Check out the Instagram. We're going to have some takeovers for the game. Let us know in the comments who else you want to see for the next episode of Midshipmen. And we're going to keep rolling these out. We're going to try to do every other week and get fresh faces out here and get your questions answered. Thanks, guys, and have a good night.